this design has 7 different parts to it, but 2 of them are the same. So what I've done is I've glued 2 pieces of wood together with some tape in between them. So they're going to be the outside of the truck. Then we've got 2 internals. Actually, it's 4 internals, so I've done them on 2 boards. This just saves me having to cut it multiple times. And then we've got the centre console part of it, and then tyre, steering wheel and some wing mirrors. So, just to save time, as I said, we'll do them in 2s, because they're identical. Right, so we'll start with the front deck, front side of the truck. The tools that we're going to be using today, I've already used Lumberjack's 10-inch table saw, cast iron table saw. This is Lumberjack's 16-inch scroll saw with activation foot pedal. I tend not to use the foot pedal, I'll be honest, I just use the main power panel, but it does come in handy for really intricate, like scrolling in the centre of patterns. Then afterwards, we're also going to be using Lumberjack's oscillating sander, also the detailing tool that comes with the scroll saw. When you're scroll sawing things, what I've come to realise is you're best off always starting on a corner, because it's a lot easier to join up on a corner than it is on a straight line. So what I do is I always start on a bit where I can go round the corner, and then when I come all the way around it and get back, it's easier to join up at this point. Right, so let's crack on. Right, with scroll sawing, the key is, I got this tip from Kate, a crafty lass. It's Kate Kitchen. If you want to know anything about scroll sawing or wood turning, check her out on Instagram and Facebook. She's absolutely incredible. When you're going straight lines, you want the scroll saw as fast as it'll go. When you're going round corners, you want to turn it round because it gives you more manoeuvrability. So that's what we'll do. So that's this first piece that we've got cut so far. There's actually 2 pieces there. It was a little bit harder than normal to cut through because obviously it's twice as much material. We're not going to split the 2 pieces apart yet because I've still got the windows to cut out and mark up for the detail on the door handles. But that's the first piece that's done. Right, so now we've got the outside of the side of the vehicle done. We've got these two, which at first look the same, but they're not. So we've got these two, which are, we've got that's a centre console. One of these on either side, and then if you look here, we've actually got the truck wheels. So where the, what the mudguards, archers, wheel archers, that's the one. So we've got wheel archers, which the wheels will obviously go into when we get to that point. So now, because of the order that we're going, I think we'll go for this one. Right, sorry about that, guys. We had a blade snap there. I was using a Pegas number 3 blade there, which is quite thin. I've actually swapped it out now for a Pegas number 7, which is a little bit of a thicker blade. It's not a bad thing for this because it's all external cutting. So if you're doing really intricate things in the middle, then smaller blades are better. But really, I just left it on the blade that was already in. Right, so that cuts so much better because I put a number 7 on. It's a hell of a lot more coarser blade, which is it makes it so much easier to cut. So I guess the moral to that story is don't be a put the wrong blade on. Right, guys. So now the bit with the wheel arches on, exactly the same process. Definitely getting quicker.
9 minutes ago.
Let's stop it. Last piece now, the centre console. This is a single piece, so should be a hell of a lot easier to cut through. Right, that's all the main body parts cut out. We've just got to go back over now, cut the windows out the sides, and then cut the wheels, the steering wheel, and the wing mirrors. Blade change now. Right, so we're going to remove the top of the blade now, so we can get it through the window and get that bit cut out. But again, because I've glued the two sides together, it means that I'm guaranteed that both side windows will be identical to each other. So this new saw that we've got from Lumberjack has got a much better mechanism for changing blades. It's not quite quick release, but it's a lot quicker than the things that we're using with the Axminster one, that's for sure. So, simple as that, guys. It's just a case of taking it out, putting it back through, and then tightening your blade up. But when you're tightening the blade up, you want a nice ping, but you don't want it to be too high, because then your blade's likely to snap. But you don't want it to be too loose, because it won't cut. So now we'll get the windows cut out. So again, need to get the blade off and put through the other window. It's probably the most frustrating aspect of scroll sawing when you're trying to do internal holes, because it is it's a lot.
Probably.
Anybody in the comments, if you know about music, let me know what note this is.
I can name that song in 3.
If I do it anymore, I'll start singing, and nobody wants that.
No. Right.
I'll show you when I've done this bit the reason that I say to start at a corner, because I didn't do it on the window, and there's the evidence to say so. So I'll show you that. So that's the windows cut out. I'll show you now, when I get this out, exactly why you want to start from a corner. It's terrible when you don't even follow your own advice. So as we can see here, this back window I cut out how I said, so we started at a corner. This one I started on this bottom edge, and can you see now that we've got a rough spot where so it's very, very hard to join up on a straight line, whereas in corners it just covers it up beautifully. So that's just a tip of the day. Right, so now we're going to get these wheels cut out. Because they're quite fiddly, the size of them, it's advisable to cut out the little bits first. So you get them cut out, and then when we come back and chop the wheels out, it's going to be a lot easier, because trying to cut these out holding the little tiny wheel is just going to be more of a ball ache than it's worth. So it's a bit of prior preparation and planning, really. Right, I'm going to now drill out the centres so we can cut out these for the alloys. I'm not going to cut out the centre bit because I'm going to attach the wheels in a different way. So I'm going to put a rod through the back of it, which doesn't protrude all the way through the front, and then just Dremel away a little bit here so it looks like a cap. So I'll drill all the holes in the steering wheel and just the ones around the wheel. No need to do the wing mirror because there's no internals. So I'll get that done now. You want to just make sure to not go outside the lines that you're cutting. So pick whatever drill bit is most suited for the size of the hole that you're going for. The beauty of scroll sawing that I find is when I first started doing it, I was a right wobbly Wilson. And like I was all over the place trying to follow lines and stuff like that. But like just about everything else in life that you take an interest in, practice makes perfect, or certainly improves your ability. I'm definitely not perfect at this. There's no question about that. I am still learning. But there's no question that the more that I do it, the quicker and more accurate that I'm getting. But there's some really cool guys out there that like make really, really intricate scroll saw boxes that have just got such beautiful like patination and webbing and stuff inside them that I can only imagine the amount of hours upon hours that goes into it.
Some portraits to do as well. They're amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, it's stunning. I was on Facebook last night, and there was just joined a new site on there which is Scroll Saw Patterns. Scroll Saw Pattern one, and there's a gentleman on there that's done a like picture frame box with a picture inside it, which is all scroll sawed. And I asked the question, how long did it take? It took him a week to do one piece, but he's absolutely stunning.
Jesus.
But the only issue with that is, how much do you charge for it? Give the back of this a quick rub down so it sits nice on the bed of the scroll saw. Last thing we want is Wobbly Wilson to come back. Right, so I've got to do that. How many times did we say, Scott?
24 times.
24 times I've got to do that so we can get all these little cut out.
That's not including steering wheel.
Yeah, that's not including the steering wheel. But
27 in total.
right, I'm going to turn the scroll saw quite low speed-wise here because the cuts are quite intricate, and I don't want to balls it up. Really am loving this scroll saw by Lumberjack though. Really cool thing about it as well is if you want to, it does have a foot pedal, so essentially instead of just do it off the foot pedal instead of it being continuously on. see the line, yeah, so don't be a donkey. Use a smaller screw bit, drill bit. Right guys, so we've got all the tricky bits out of the way, all the little holes in the middle, so we've cut all them out for the alloys. So now I'm going to cut round the wheels. I'm going to leave it so it's not precise, because I'm going to finish it off on the belt sander afterwards, just to get them perfectly round. I'll do the steering wheel as close as I can and the wing mirrors, because I don't really want to mess about with them. So I've deliberately not cut in close to the lines on these because I've got a jig set up on the sander, which is going to make them all perfectly round and symmetrical. So like I say, we're not too concerned at all about following the line on this. If you're new to scroll sawing, I would advise practicing doing circles, because once you can get a circle perfect, the rest of it's easy, because a lot of people make the mistake with scroll sawing of trying to push against the blade, and it's really not about that. It's all about the turning of the piece, and as you turn it, it cuts through. So obviously when you're cutting on straights, you've got to put some sort of force on, but generally when you're cutting, it's all about the turning of the piece.
Just like blade do the work.
Absolutely, yeah. But we've all been guilty of it, so but yeah, it's just good practice. Right, on the steering wheel. Right, so now we've got everything cut out on the scroll saw. The next bit is to peel off all the paper, obviously. But when me and Scott are applying pieces of paper to stuff for templates, we only ever spray on the paper and then put it on, and it makes it come off a lot easier than if you try and spray on both pieces.
It also marks all the wooders, everything with the adhesive as well.
It does, yeah. This is just the tape where I stuck the two pieces together. So essentially just a piece of masking tape on either side and then some super glue between them. Give them a nice squeeze together, and you've got two pieces that are going to remain together, hopefully.
At least until you need them to.
But yeah, it's advisable to cut as many pieces as you can in one go, because then you know for a fact that you've got uniform pieces. So using Lumberjack's 10-inch cast iron table saw as a table. So,
It doubles up.
yeah, exactly. 2 in 1. Right, so we've got all that peeled now. So as I said, we've got a sequence that we're going. So that's the centre of the truck, centre console, as I said. Two of the truck beds or inners on either side. So 2 on the bottom. Right, so tow bar, and then other side going on. Yeah, Scott's doing the camera in at the minute because he's infirm. He has a pin going through his ring finger, so he's not much good to anybody at the minute. So yeah, there we've got the obviously when I glue them, they're all going to be lined up 100%. So we've got the cab and all of the seats. Got a steering wheel to put into there as well. But as I cut it out of 12mm material, I'm going to just whip that straight down the middle to make it obviously a more suitable size to go in there. So we'll get all that glued together, get the inside refined, and then we've got the truck sides to go on there. And the overall product
That looks cool.
is going to look pretty much like that. And then what we do is we'll go around the whole thing with the Dremel tool, or the
It's just the accessory tool.
the accessory on the scroll saw. But we'll go through all that, refine all the edges down so we've got nice smooths like a truck would be. Then we'll get the wheels rounded, and get the wing mirrors put on. But as soon as I'm not going to show you or make you watch me gluing it together, because it is just simply a case of what I've just said. So I'll get the centres all glued up, get all this done, sorted out, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm doing with the refining. Today, I'm going to start with the Rotary Burr Original course. I'm going to get that one, which is going to get the majority of it, and then I'll finish it up with a cut saw with the Rotary Burr Original Fine, and then we'll just properly finish it off with just the little rotary sand discs. So we're going to use the rotary cutter on the Lumberjack 16-inch scroll saw. So let's crack on. We'll swap this out now for a slightly less coarse one. Right, I think that's everything that I'm happy with as far as that. Anything else I can just finish off with the sander afterwards. So I reckon we're at the point now where we can get the sides put on. So again, just making sure that you're lined up where you want to be. And I glued the centres together with wood glue, but I'm going to stick the sides with some CA. So yeah, we'll get a bit of CA and activator, and we'll get it bobbed on. We're not worried about this at the minute because it's all going to get sanded and refined afterwards. Give this a little spray of activator. And then hope we're good at lining stuff up. Oh, that's that side buttoned up. And now onto the other side. I'm not a fan of using super glue like this, but it's just because it's the video, and it's a lot quicker doing it this way than wood glue. But yeah, essentially, we have a truck bed. Right, so now we'll do a little bit of fine refining, just with the rotary sanding drum. So it's just to get its final shape and everything that we're happy with. So we're just refining any spots now where we might have caught it with the scroll saw or anything. So we just want to make sure all those corners are smooth and beautiful. Right, I'm happy with that for now. Right, and as I explained, we've used cheap ply for this, just some stuff that we had laying around. So anybody that's worked with ply, and certainly cheap ply, will know that the cores inside them can quite easily just like pop out, unless you get like grade 1 ply or something like that, but this definitely isn't. So to alleviate that issue, we'll just get some sawdust and a bit of super glue, and we'll fill the bits. Get in there, so you can see there's a gap there in the roof line. So we'll just put a little bit of super glue in there. We're not trying to get too much in there because we're just filling it with sawdust, so that. And then just sprinkle sawdust over the top of it. And then lightly give it a rub over because you don't want it to get all over your fingers first. So, and then once it's all in there, give it a rub. There's no longer a gap. So I get that sanded down afterwards and it's as good as new. But if I was doing this for a client, then obviously I'd use a lot better ply. But since this is only for a video, we used what we had laying around. Same process again. Bit of glue. Fill it with sawdust. Try not to get it all over your finger. The jobs are good, and just give that sand down afterwards to get rid of the excess. Right, so we have one truck. So now, what I'll do is we'll stop recording because I've got to set up the oscillating sander, and then we'll come back and I'll set a jig up so we can get these wheels perfectly round. As soon as you get that done, we can get them put on there and we'll get the finish on it. So catch you soon. Now we moved on to Lumberjack's OBS 500 oscillating bobbin sander. We're not sponsored by Lumberjack in any way whatsoever, but if you've never tried the tools, as far as the quality and the price point, I don't think they can be touched. So that's why we've got so many Lumberjack tools, and plus the guys there are absolutely amazing, like really, really helpful. So we're more than happy to support them as they're more than happy to support us. So if you've never tried them out and you're after some new tools, honestly try them out because they are really, really good. Right, so that's the wheels done. I'm going to go off camera now. We're going to get some centre holes drilled in them so I can get my pipe in, and then we'll be back for doing a bit of pillar drilling so we can get the axles in. Right guys, I was originally only going to drill a little bit in, so the axle only went a little bit in. But it's a really narrow gap that I've got between here and the going in. So I'm going to drill all the way through, and then I know that I'm getting it exactly where I want it to be. We're using this absolute pillar drill. So this is definitely going to be the next purchase that we make from Lumberjack, because I can honestly not tell you how bad this thing is.
Gary really doesn't like that drill.
Oh, God. Honestly. Remember the old like hand drills that you used to get back in like the early 50s? I think that'd do a better job than that.
Yeah, probably. It's more power in handle in there than that.
Right, now we've got us drill marks for going back to the cursed machine.
Gary actually incorporated this router that we got from the Yorkshire soil last year, and he's incorporated it into the bed of the actual soil, so we've got two tools in one.
It's only temporary though, because it needs to have a solid bed. This is just literally a thing to get us by for now. Just it vibrates like hell with it being 12mm ply. That might have appeared like it was a little bit sketchier, and that's mainly because it is. Right, so now I just need to cut four pieces of this for the axles. So it's just simply a case of grabbing it, and cutting through. It's really easy to cut through. Oh well, it does the job.
Always use the correct tool for the correct job, folks.
Oh, don't. And there we have it. A little lowrider truck. We've still got the wing mirrors to put on, which I've got to make them a little bit thinner because I got a bit carried away. So what we're going to do now is we've got it all put together. I've taken the wheels back off so I can get it painted. What I'm going to do is we're going to stain it with some rosewood just to give it a little bit of a different dimension because it's a bit rough with this cheap ply. So I just want it to look a little bit more appealing. Go over it and give it a layer. It's gonna probably about 3 coats of this that I'm gonna put on it. But I'll probably just put 1 coat on it and then just show you when it's done, so you don't have to go through the whole process with me. I found in the past when using stain that you've got to be really careful not to apply too much in one go, because it just remains tacky for absolutely ages afterwards. So I like to just put thin coats on, give it half an hour to dry, and then I'll bob another one on. Right guys, so I got some more coats of stain on it, and I've got the wheels on, and this is the finished product. So as we can see, we've got a Ford 100 pickup truck, I believe, and sat at the side of my little Mustang. They're looking pretty cool. Let me just apologise for the mess that's in the shop during this video. We're going through a transition period at the minute, which is a bit difficult. I'm going to be called Brenda. No, we're going through a transition period where we're moving shops, so everything's a bit up in the air at the minute, so I apologise for the mess. If you've enjoyed watching this and you like it, please do subscribe, share and like, because it just means that we can make more content. So thank you very much guys, and we'll see you next time.